Yes, am I audible or not? Hello? Good evening. Am I audible?
Sir.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Okay. Let's start our firefighting section. So today we're going to talk about the introduction of our firefighting system. Normally we talk about so firstly is simply here we talk about our commercial water-based firefighting systems. In this sections or in this course, we're discussing about that commercial and residential water-based firefighting system, because we have different kinds of or different types of firefighting system is available in this world. But here, commonly we using one bed pipe systems, means the water-based firefighting systems. So, as a common man, what do you know about the firefighting systems? Can you share your experience or your thoughts? Something. What do you mean by firefighting? So, do you have any ideas, thoughts? Nothing to share? Somebody is speaking something. Yes, Shakul. Oh, nobody is answering. Okay, what? So the firefighting is you have to save our materials and our lives. That's why we're using our firefighting systems in buildings. And moreoverly, we could only save 70% of that data. Obviously, the 30% will be the loss. We cannot save our 100%. We cannot attain that 100%. So that means only we could save 70%. And water-based firefighting system or any other firefighting system, that's a secondary thing. This is the way you use it. Even this could quench that fire. That is the idea for our firefighting systems. And mostly we have two types of firefighting systems, passive and active. Passive means, what do you mean by passive and active? Passive means, so any civil side guys here, civil engineers or any other? Okay, nobody is getting. Okay, whatever. They normally build our fire exits and the stairwells. Then we have other one is called extinguishers. These kind of things we can't call extinguishers is also an active system. Normally this one is called that passive system. You can see the fire exits. If you're traveling through a bus, you can see a fire exit door over there. So when we caught on a fire, every human being can't escape through the main exit. That's why they build the fire exit. So fire exit doesn't have any kind of electrical equipment, but you can see a fire lit over there. It's 100% safe over the against the fire. So through the fire exit, the firefighters entering to our building. So nearby and the stairs probably that fire exit. So near to that stair, you can see our firefighting equipments. So simply I am saying this one, but if you're going with the design parts, you can easily understand what is the importance for this sentence. Then we can move here. So this is the idea. Objective is to protect from human casualty and minimize the property loss that cause cause the accidental fire by means of fire extinguishing technique from a safe distance. It's called that firefighting system. Basically, a man caught on fire. Normally, we took a wet blanket, then we cover. Or a wood catches a fire. Simply, we put the water on it. So that is the idea. So mainly, I already told you that we talking about that water-based firefighting system. Why we considering water as the main extinguishing media? Why we consider it? Water as the main extinguishing media. We have different types of extinguishing media like a DCP or potassium acetate or different kind of extinguishing media is available. Or now they created. Why we still consider water as the main extinguishing media? Do you have any idea? Water have a one property. You can use your chats as well. Easily available, that's a first. Yes, less maintenance. Yes, 2 points are valid. Most important one is water can hold or more, it can absorb more heat. That is the idea. It can absorb more heat. So it can easily quench a fire. So that's a basic idea. So normally if you go into an interview, probably the interviewer obviously ask these questions. So they won't ask the what is the hydraulic analysis, that kind of question won't come. So they are asking simple questions like this. Maybe they are, if you experience, you have that kind of questions. So then we have the firefighting systems. First one, clean agent like a sapphire vinegar, FM200, that kind of system. Clean agents means if you use this kind of firefighting system after you quench that fire, simply considering to so we can compare with the water. If you use water to quench a fire, after the water will still remain there. But if you use a clean agent over there, it will disappear. So that is the idea for a clean agent. Then extinguishers. We have two types of extinguisher. I think probably every human being in this world now, they probably see this extinguisher. That is cylindrical, the red cylindrical type. This hang on a wall. Probably everyone seen this one, extinguisher. Then the one is called large dry chemical system. DCP have a different system. We will talk later. Then is one is called form system. Form system means you see the firefighters use, they're not using the proper water actually. You can see it's like a precipitator kind of white precipitate. Also 90% of water and 10% of foam. That's called the foam systems. And the kitchen fire, this one is the nasty fire for our firefighting system. Why I'm telling that? Mostly every, if you see, most of the building caught on a fire, probably this one, the starting point would be in the kitchen. So every exhaust is connected together because if you have the multiple story building, every kitchen, so the ground floor and first floor, third floor, whatever, they are connected together. They have the single exhaust system. So even during some time is passed or during sometimes the fat or some kind of oil, they will segregate inside that ventilation duct. Through the time pass, after some time, it will catches the flash point. If it will achieve the flash point, it will burn. So it could travel through every flow because every duct is connected. That's why I'm telling this one. So this criteria, it's called three-dimensional fire, 3D fire. It could spread everywhere. So that's why we have to, in kitchen, you know, gases, protein, fat, you have to deal with the multiple inflammable objects. So that time we have to use that one is called potassium acetate, or it can called as wet chemicals. And you know, it's a one company is called Ansul. I will show you that one. Ansul. So they develop. Can you see this one? So Ansul developed a system for the restaurant systems. The restaurant places, they develop a separate firefighting systems. So that one is called Ansul R102. And they have the separate software to implement this one. They have to calculate the different types of the amount of fire and something. Guys, 1 second, back. Okay, sorry for. So they developed a separate system. This one is called Answer 102, and then they use this ones, and they don't use a sprinkler system over here. They're using nozzles. You can see this one. These are the nozzles. This facing towards that stove. So they have the sensors. If you crosses the limit, the set temperature is crossed, then they will easily break. Then the precipitate, that means the wet chemicals will come through that nozzles. So that's the idea. Just want to show you. Then the one is called the vehicle fire protection system. Vehicle fire protection system. Now you can see in every auto or a taxi or anything, they have to carry the fire extinguishers. I think it's about 2.5 kg or something. Next one is called sprinklers, deluge valve, and pre-action cabinets. That one we'll discuss in the next classes. And low and high pressure CO2 systems. CO2 system is purely for our server rooms and machine rooms, battery rooms, that kind of sites we use in CO2 systems. Then this is the one, fighting a fire. Initial decision, type of fire. What kind of fire is occurred over there? In here, in our firefighting system, we have the different technique to analyze this one, because we need to know what kind of combustible material is the fuel for that fire. So we have to analyze this one. What kind of tire? Means if you see a petrol catches fire, so the rate of heat release will be higher. Then it will tend to explode. It will changes the nature. Very rapid fire will occur. So the wood catches a fire. It's a linear fire, no problem. Slow growth, low amount of heat release compared to that oil. So that time we could analyze now that is the fire, that's kind of fire, and this is this type of fire. So you can assume this ones. Then do you want to fight with the equipment on a hand? Means you have to carry an equipment. That means you need to understand what kind of degree you need to analyze what is the degree of that fire, because extinguishers is only used for the first stage of fire. You cannot use an rapid fire. You cannot use on a rapid fire, because if you use it on a rapid fire, when a man uses the extinguishers, you have to probably reach near to that fire. So if it is a rapid fire going on there, you cannot reach near to that fire. So you have to back off that time. That time the sprinkler will handle. Even the sprinkler couldn't handle, you have to call the backup. Moreoverly, in a normal human being, you have to plan the exit plan because if fire catches on a public place, the public may get panic, so they will run randomly. So that time, mostly they got injured by they are falling or hit the wall or something. So you have to maintain a calm mind and you have to use that fire exits. If you open that fire exit, you can see a fire alarm started to ring. Don't use a main entrance. That's the idea because most of the people use that main entrance. You couldn't exit by that time. So use it properly. Then call for the backup. Call the firefighting teams. So we have the one is called the fire triangle. Simply, where we know in the 8 classes and 9 classes, we study this one because what is the theory of our fire? Oxygen, heat, and fuel. If you remove one of this one, you could easily quench that fire. Oxygen, if you see, there is a simply a fire got on a wood or something. That's a little bit amount. If you cover with a what's that? Blanket or something, that will remove the oxygen. So that time the fire will quench. So second, heat. Why? If you're putting a water to a fire, that means we're removing the heat from that fire. So it will obviously become hot. Then the fuel. Fuel means if a wood catches the fire, if you remove that fuel, that means the fuel means what is the material it helped to grow the fire. That one is called fuel. Simply a normal human being, if you hear the name fuel, we probably think petrol, diesel, gasoline, that kind of stuff. We imagine that one. In here, fuel means what is the material? Whatever the materials they help to grow the fire, that one is called fuel. Textile, paper, plastics, flammable gases, flammable liquids, everything, almost everything. Then this one is a fire triangle. Next one is the fire tetrahedron. We have the different things, fire diamonds and fire polygon, that kind of things we have. You only need to know the fire tetrahedron and fire triangle. Fire tetrahedron means one more thing we have to deal with. Actually, that one is called chain reaction. If you disturb the chain reaction, it will also we can start fire. That's the idea. So this is the idea. Removing the heat. Adding the coal, the fire, water, foam. You can add anything. And interrupt the fuel source. See, so large fuel pole or something. That is caught on a fire. We have to stop the fuel valves. So it will easily, we can remove that fuel or stop the flow. Then okay, shut up the valve or the stop the flow or the move the fuel. Means if you have a paper factory caught on fire, if you remove that papers, you can easily quench that fire. That's the idea. No need to grow that fuel. Sorry, fire. Next one is the oxygen. Cover with the fire blanket or place lid on a container, smoothen with the agent CO2. That kind of idea. And one more thing. Is anyone working with the production houses or warehouses? Is anyone working? So anyone working on a rigs or a production house or something? Is anyone? No, it's everyone. Okay. So if you're working on a blacksmithy or a production house, there is a criteria will happen. That one is called flash fire. Flash fire, flash fire. Only 2 to 3 seconds duration. That means if you lighting a lighter or something, it's a flash. Yeah, but quick timing. That means only 2 to 3 seconds it will last. So that time get we may get affected by that fire. So that time we have to use a one is called a we have, second. We have to use a fire anti-fire dresses. We have the one is and one more thing I forgot to say. Yes, one is called. In here, what we studying is according we have two standards. We have two standards. Probably you studied the what HVAC and something. You know the Ishray and Ashray and Smack now. You know different things. Here we dealing with two standards. First one is called NBCI. I will type that one. NBCI. NBCI. This one is called Building for India. This is the standard for Indian. Yes. Next one is NFPA. National Fire Protection Association. This one be using everywhere. NFPA, National Fire Protection Association. What you learn here, this is fully followed by that NFPA. Understood? What you learn here is fully distributed by our NFPA. It's fully associated with the NFPA standards. So this one is I told her, okay, simply stop with that. Flash fire, and another one is called jet fire. Show you that picture, then you probably understand what I'm saying. Jet fire. This one is called the jet fire. It will happen at production houses or rigs or something, mining centers. There is this criteria will happen. So what is the idea means that pipes we have different or large amount of pipelines over there. One pipe got puncture. That means when a crack or something, they will get a hole on it. So that time the flammable liquids or gas, it will expel through that hole. Then it will catches nearby maybe nearby some uh, or igniting something is nearby that. So it will catches the fire. Then it will have the high pressure. So that time it's like a dragon, dragon flames like. So it will cause more damage. Mostly rigs and something. They if they caught on fire, this will happen over there. So this is the idea. So that's why they need NDT engineers, non-destructive testing engineers. They have to check the quality of that pipe. Every time they're using some techniques to identify the cracks inside that pipe. So that time we have to avoid the jet fire. Pole fire means nothing. Just you know the fuel poles. Fuel poles. What do you mean by fuel pole? Any idea? Guys, do you understand it or not? Any doubts? I'm just speaking, I'm speaking. Any doubts in this section? Yes.
No, sir.
It's okay. Okay, no? No, it's okay. So I'm just telling the basics, nothing more. Okay. So here, pole fire. Pole fire means when a fuel pole, I'll show you that. So this kind of side, they would catch the fire. So the linear fire will happen. That means two-dimensional fire will happen. So we can easily quench. Compare it to jet fire, we can easily quench this fire because according to the jet fire is more difficult for us. So here we stop. So this is the oxygen side. Then the chemical reaction, adding generation reagent, adding dry chemicals, halons, clean agents. We are adding this once, we can interrupt that chain reaction. And here now on the classes start. This one is called fire classes. I already told you how to analyze the fire figure. Now, this is the one. The first you can see, we classified according to NFPA, we classified the fire into 5 different ways. First one, A. A for ash. So what's the combustible material caught on a fire? The final product would be an ash. Or you can call it like this. If a combustible material caught on a fire, that can only give a moderate amount of heat release. We can say it like that also. Moderate amount of heat release. So we can classify it into a wood caught on a fire, a paper caught on a fire, a textile, normal plastics. Plastic have a different classification. Community classification and different classification is available here. We will discuss in the hazards. That time you will understand that. So A is the normal trash or wood or paper or textiles or normal cases. If they are caught on a fire, you can say A-type fire is happened over there. A-type fire. Let's say A-type fire. A sawmill caught on a fire. You can say yes. Let's say A-type fire happening over there. Understand or not? Next one, B. B stands for barrels. Barrels. Flammable liquids. Or you can say it's a gases as well. Flammable gases. You can classify. You have different too many types of fire classes over there. You only need to know the fire. And the B. B the liquids, barrels, petrol, diesel, paint, ink, everything is classified into B. Because most of the men or most of the guys wouldn't notice if they're stored paint over there, they won't consider, oh, that's not a flammable one, no problem. But it's actually classified into B. B is the most ferocious fire. So that time we have to be careful with dealing with the B. Obviously, where you can see B type fire. In a normal building, I said, when you sawmill got on a fire, I can say the A type fire is happened over there. Where we can see the B type fire. Where we can see this one, B type fire. B type fire. Where we can see.
Petrol pump.
Which one?
Petrol pump.
Yes, petrol pumps easily. You can say like that. Don't need to hesitate. What do you have to say? Just say it. No problem. That's it. Here, petrol pumps and printing stations and every side you can see the B. Normally you can see the petrol pumps. Next one is C. In NBCI, National Building Code of India. This one is I am talking about the NFPA, National Fire Protection Association. In NBCI, C, there won't be a no C. There will be a E. Here C stands for current. There in NBCI, E stands for electrical. Internet connection is unstable. Guys, am I audible or not? My internet connection is getting break. It's okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yes. Okay. C for current. Because my internet is getting break. That's why. No. That's a voice break in between sometimes. That's not due to Wi-Fi because I have throat infection. That's why. So the C, electrical equipment. That means C stand for current. Electrical equipment. C stand for current. When you see go to an server room or when you see compare it to the A, B, C, and the C electronic equipments are more present over there. You can calculate the C type fire will happen over there. Substations, server rooms, and then we can assume C type fire will happen over there. Electrical rooms, yes. Yes, Mohammed. Yes, electrical rooms. Where you can see, the idea is where you in this world, there is nowhere without electrical. So it's a comparative one because if you see, the large amount of wood is present over there. That means wood caught on a fire. You have to you have to take the extinguisher against the A-type fire. But you see, there is some large amount of systems present over there. It's only few amount of furniture. So no need to worry. You have to protect that systems. So you have to take the extinguishers that can quench that C-type fire. Because in the C-type fire, we cannot use our water. Water we cannot use. Here we have to use gas-based firefighting systems. Gas-based firefighting system we have to use in C. In the NBC standard, we can see as a E. In the NFPA standard, according to NFPA standard, C. Then the one is called D. D for dynamite. Dynamite means exploding metals. You cannot see this is not an ordinary one. It's a rare one, rare cases. Production houses, store, the laboratories, that one, storerooms. So it's a special one. You have to take it's nothing more than the K. Okay, already I told you K for kitchen. Kitchen. And you see this picture. This picture is called pictogram. Pictogram. Then so for A-type fires, ABC against A-type fire, you can use dry chemical powders, water, foam, clean agents. Anything is fine. No problem. No problem against the A-type fires. Probably against the A-type fire, water is the fine thing. No need to go to the dry chemical powder. Why we consider dry chemical powder? I will talk later. This one. Here, B-type fire. Dry chemicals form CO2 or clean agents. You can use any of these ones. Why we cannot use water on this one? In the here A-type fire we can use water, but here water is absent. Why? Is that? Is that any idea? No idea. So when a petrol caught on a fire, think about it. When a petrol caught on a fire, that means high amount of heat release will come. If you go near to that, you will get burned. So if you put water on it, the heat rejection, the high amount of evaporation will happen over there. So it will form to an explosion. it will, no, not like that. It will happen to an evaporation. That is the idea. Due to a rapid fire, you cannot use water on it. Actually, you have to use a foam-based firefighting system. If you use a firefighting system, that means the amount of heat release is higher. It will leading to an evaporation side. Then we have the next one. Class C, dry chemicals or CO2. Here, in a normal form, think about it as a building that carrying B liquids. That means the flammable liquids is over there, and a type the large amount of wood is stored over there, and petrol is storing over there. So the store owner is asking to buy a fire extinguisher. So what kind of fire extinguisher you would buy? Which one? Easy one. Foam type or dry chemical. You can see in every petrol bunks, you can see this one. Dry chemical, dry chemical, dry chemical, dry chemical. This is DCP, dry chemical powder. Because dry chemical powder, we can use it anywhere except D-type fire. So that time we have to choose the dry chemical, no problem. You can use it on B, you can use it on A, no problem with that. And one is the C type. Here you have to use, we cannot use any water-based system, but now the NFPA introduced a water mist extinguishing site, the deionized water mist type, deionized water mist type. They remove their conductivity of that water, then it spray like our perfume. That means the contact area would be higher. So the heat absorber will be compared to other extinguishing media. This one will be a higher one. Deionized water mist. Deionized water mist. You can use it on C as well. So you can use CO2 and clean agents and any other things. No problem with that. So in D type, special dry powder agents. Design space specified for metal fires. So different things you have to use. K-type fires, we have to use special things like potassium acetate. So this one is the classification. So ordinary solid combustibles, A for ash, flammable liquids and gases, B for barrels, blue circle for the C type. So this one is the pictograms, any other things. So any doubts in this section? The 5 classes. Any doubts? If you have any doubts, please. Soon is the dry chemical powders. This is the next classes. So any doubts in this one? Do you have any doubts in the next classes as well? You can ask. So you all okay with this one? Guys, could you respond? Yes, you're okay with this one. Okay, no doubts. Fine. So you're good to go. Yes, good to go. Fine. So today's section is just an introduction. We will start with the classes with the good form to tomorrow. Okay, so we have to deal with the hazards and commodity classification and extinguishers by tomorrow. So that time we have to deal with that once. Okay, so end of today. Good night. See you tomorrow. So okay now. Okay, thank you. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Yes, I will. Thank you.